So the next question is, where do we go from here?
So a really great thing happened when the referendum got enough signatures. The city council froze the rates and they appointed a water advisory committee. This water advisory committee has 10 sort of permanent members and 5 alternate members. Each council person appointed 2 members and then 1 alternate. The people who were appointed are very knowledgeable, very thoughtful, and they're taking the job very seriously, and they meet pretty much every other week for about 3 hours at a time, and they do work on their own as well. And they're really going down to the base level and just
the roots.
Researching the project, researching the rates, researching everything. And they're due to make a recommendation to council in June about what they think is the best approach for moving forward. And I have a high level of confidence that they'll come up with a recommendation that will have a more affordable rate structure and also a more appropriately sized project. And so I believe that the referendum signature gathering process, which resulted in this, which resulted in the Water Advisory Committee being formed, did a good thing for the community, because those people who were appointed by the existing council people, I think, are going to come back with a much better solution for our community. So that's a long, roundabout way of answering it, but
it's the main. If somebody could have explained what you said last spring, that wasn't a public works employee, then maybe a year ago we could have had a discussion that would have led the council to make some better decisions than the ones that they made when they locked into the old new rate structure that then became so controversial that it split the city in half last summer.
I think the city didn't do itself any favors by the way they characterized the rates. You know, there was sort of a little bit of sleight of hand, like, oh, your rates are only going up by, 16% or 14%, and you do the math and you're like, wait a minute, that's not 14%, that's 22%. And then you find out, oh, well, that's based upon you using less water. Or, there was a brochure that, I don't know if I'm imagining this, but I don't think I am, but sometimes I think I imagined it because it's so far-fetched. But I recall getting a brochure in the mail that compared the price of the water that I would get through my tap to a price for a gallon of bottled water that I buy at a supermarket. And I thought, what kind of, that's insulting. That's not a valid comparison. If I say, oh, don't worry, your water rates, they're only going up, and it's equivalent to 2 cents a gallon versus at the store you pay $1 a gallon. It's sort of, yeah, I don't think the city did itself any favors by just trying to glossy brochure people into compliance with their plans.